Greetings, traders out there in trader land. I should make t-shirts that say that. I should make t-shirts that say that. Anyway, let's take a look at the markets, gang. Couple things. Let me quickly just get up to this. The S&P 500 up and away. Thursday, Friday were gangbuster days. I'll tell you, Wednesday was the hammer. We not only did we get a hammer after a pullback, we also got a bullish harami, and you guys that called it a shooting star up there nailed it. Nicely done. This is the spiders big run. I like what I'm seeing there. I'm expecting us to potentially drop. Before I talk about that potentially drop, do you remember how I said we were going down here, lower swing highs, and I got a higher swing high on the MACD centered oscillator? Well, at the exact same time, we finally got our explosion to the upside, which is great to see in the markets as a whole. A little overextended relatively speaking, as far as relative strength is concerned, but I'm like that we got past this area. But let me jump right down to the VIX and show you what I'm seeing on the daily chart. Look how we're at major support on the VIX, and we almost have a hammer. Technically, it's not a hammer based off of a couple videos ago. Can you guys tell me down in the comments why this is technically not a hammer? Tell me that in the comments below and tell me what you think. And because it is not a hammer. The VIX is relatively very oversold right now at a major support level with a big lower shadow here, and it looks like it's wanting to bounce. If the VIX bounces, in other words, that is fear bouncing, and the fear bounces, that means the markets are going down. And that's what I'm concerned with. So if I go to a weekly chart on VIX, let's start there. This weekly chart on the VIX also at major areas of support. So if you look at these two lines, look how we come down, touch the lower trend line, and then we come up above them. So this is major support here. Will we bounce? This is a weekly chart on the VIX. A lot of support, guys, a ton of support here. So that should prove bearish for the markets. But what I want to do is go to the weekly chart on the spider and say there's nothing that looks bearish to me here. This looks nothing but bullish. You have the rising 20-week moving average. For the most part, we're staying right above it. We are bouncing. We have a higher high, higher low on the weekly thing. Let me go to an arrow. But look at this. We have a higher high, higher low. Blow this up so we can see it. Higher high, higher low. So this is the weekly chart. I like what I'm seeing here. And if I come over here, let me add volume to the weekly so we can see it. I don't like the volume on the drop. That's big volume. And on the pop there, the volume just is not great. Just so you know, I'm using TradingView. There's a link down in the comments there. But usually I go here and I do a few things, but that line, I don't know, we are at average, so it's not too bad on that pop. It would have been nice to see more. But look how the volume spikes on the red candlesticks are bigger there, bigger here, even bigger there. Do you see that? We only had one bullish green one that was sizably larger. The rest of them have been spikes of red. Do you see that? Spikes. That is telling on the weekly chart of what I'm seeing here in the markets. So if we go back, the other thing I want to look at here on the spider is the monthly chart. We're only halfway through the month or so, but you'll see that we dropped below a trend line and we rallied right into it. If I go to a line chart, you can see that we dropped below it, we rallied right into it. That's what we're looking at there. And so we're going to fight with that area as resistance. So that is problematic. And we're very on the monthly overbought on this. And if you look at the MACD, if you look at the MACD, we are very high, very overbought. Long in the tooth. This market is begging for a significant pullback in the markets, begging for it. It will happen. The time will come. It's a matter of when. All I know is for the monthly, we broke that line. That's bad news. We have the 20-month moving average coming up. That is good if we can stay above that. So long as we stay above that 20-month moving average, that will bode well for the markets. If we get below that, we're already below the trend line. That's bad news. If we get below that, it's even worse news. That could be the start of a big correction to the downside. So know that in fact could come. That's the coronavirus drop here, right there. Coronavirus drop, significant drop, biggest drop since we had the Great Depression. It's a nasty drop. Doesn't look bad. Let me do this. If I take this and blow it up, you get the significance of it by looking at that. I mean, it was a nasty drop. Biggest drop since the Great Depression. Fast as far as trajectory and the quickness of that. Very, very bad. So a quick look here. The diamond's going up. Everything's going up. You know, the weekly looks good. Everything looks great. The monthly, let's get back to where we're at on the monthly, is bouncing off of support, so that's really good to see. The monthly still, we still have some time left in this month, so I like that. But we got to look at everything as a whole. Here's the tech stocks. First thing I want to look at is the weekly on the tech stocks. We were at this major area of support and we're bouncing. Do you see this? Bouncing, but we're finding resistance there at that trend line. If we go here, you can see this. We came down, we bounced, we're finding resistance at that trend line. That could be problematic, but we bounced off the 20-week moving average, that blue line there on the tech stocks. This is the Qs. And so we have a higher high, we have a higher low. We did close at the week's high, which is all really good. Volume, not bad, but not great. But the drop volume was much greater than the rally volume. And again, you could see we do have a couple nice green spikes on the weekly chart, so we do have more buying there. But if you look back here, a lot of selling, and a little long in the tooth. So if you look at here at the Q's monthly chart, as long as we can stay above that 20-month moving average, all is well. We still have a lower high, lower low, not great. And it's not really a reversal pattern here. And tell me again, why is that not a hammer? You give me your technical skills abilities and tell me why that is not a hammer, and in the comments. But anyway, if another thing I'd like to do, look at the daily. Daily's up, but we're going to hit our head at a moving average. We could pull back here. It should be a light pullback. But we want to look at the higher time frames to really give a good idea of what could be going on. If you look here at the small caps, that is problematic to me. On the daily chart, we had the big gap up and then a sell-off at resistance. Guys, this is bad news. We had the little small triangle. See this? Little small symmetrical triangle. We broke over it. We started to rally over it, but we couldn't get above this trend line. Let me show you this upper trend line. We have resistance. We got above resistance, came right back down. If I go to a line chart, you'll see that we're resistance. We got above it and we came right back down. Long as we can stay above this trend line, guys. If we go below this trend line, that will be a death hook, and look for a major sell-off to the downside in the markets on the Qs, okay? So if we get this, so let me say it again slowly. We have a symmetrical triangle. We have a bigger symmetrical triangle. If, in fact, we drop below these two trend lines, especially this lower one, this will be a death hook. You will not find that anywhere else in trading magazines, publications, books, anyway. It's our term. Death hooks are very nasty. We teach those in great detail in the mentorship. Seriously, and highly recommend that you get a trading mentor with someone else or us. Get a trading mentor. No way around it. If you don't have a trading mentor, it's like being a surgeon without going to school. Don't do it. Don't go cutting on your dog or your family members when you haven't been well schooled. Don't do it. Don't try to trade without formal education by having a mentor who's in the trenches every day helping you. But anyway, so that would be problematic, something we're looking at. Now, I don't like what I'm seeing on the small caps daily chart. That just looks really bearish. I'm not seeing that on any other major indices. I only see it on the small caps, which could be future telling there. But the thing I want to do is take a quick look. Weekly chart. If you look at the weekly chart, we're just consolidating in the big scheme of things. we have a big bull flag, a bull pennant. We're just consolidating sideways. Guys, this is more bullish than it is bearish. I like it. It's good on the weekly chart on small caps. The daily just concerns me. But as long as we can stay, far as the weekly is concerned, as long as we can stay above that trend line, I'm okay. I'm not going to freak out. If we start to drop below that trend line, especially this one, woe to the markets. Woe to the markets. We get below that one and this one. In other words, we get below 210 on the Russells. Ouch. Bad news. So the thing I like to look at, well, first let's look at the monthly, which is not done yet. Base. We're at a rising trend line and the moving average monthly. Guys, this is highly bullish. We should bounce. We should rubber band bounce off of this to the upside. Technically speaking, that's what should happen. We have a lot happening out there in the markets, such as earnings and the news of COVID and yada, 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 our war that we have with China. And if you don't think we're at war with them economically, you are under a rock. So just all the stuff, and all the, cargo stuff held up in the shipyards. And it's just insane time, and gas off the charts expensive. Why don't you guys put in the comments what you're paying in gas? I mean, last time I filled up my car, it's a car I had, an Audi. That Audi, just a sedan, I put $70 to fill it up. Fill it up $70. Can you top that? I mean, are you kidding me? It's always been $40 to fill it up. But 70? It's just insane. I live here in Tampa now, and I think gas is a little more expensive here than normal, but outside of that, good night. Insane. But anything can happen in the markets. Technically, this is what should happen. We should get a bounce here, small caps, but who knows. But I want to go to financials. Financials monthly, look at this base, and we're popping. That is really strong on the monthly, but let's take a look at the weekly and see if we like it. Weekly broke a resistance area. That was a rising wedge. We closed above it. Guys, that's really bullish. I love what I'm seeing there. As long as it can stay above that trend line, we are good to go. Like it. We're off to the races on financials. If you look at the monthly or daily chart on the financials, we broke a trend line also. Boom. Liking it. Love it. This is a great sign. This is bullish. This is what you're seeing here is QE. This is the Feds moving in and propping this market up. Don't fight the Feds. Never trade against the Feds. It will just slap you around if you try to be a bear when the Feds are trying to be a bull. They're much bigger than we are. All right, never forget that. And let's do a quick look at US dollar. US dollar's flat on the weekly. Look for that to drop lower. On the monthly, it's starting to get soft. That is going to be good for the market. Silver broke out on the weekly. Guys, silver is a go. It broke out on a daily. Guys, I'm bullish harami. Bullish on silver, guys. Bullish. Share it with all your silver people. This is a really good sign here. Look for upside opportunity for silver. Gold, not so much. Thursday we started to break out. Friday we dropped. We came up. Gold, I'm more bullish big time on silver than I am gold. Gold still has to get out of the woods, needs to break through some things. I'm not liking what I'm seeing in gold like I am silver. Much more bullish on silver. And a quick look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's up. At the time of this video, we're just under $61,000. And you're like, holy smokes, how could an intangible money, I'll call it, how could that currency, an intangible currency, be worth $61,000 per coin? And this is how. It's because it's going mainstream. If you own cryptocurrency, put in the comments what you own. Give me your top 3 that you like and why. Don't just pump it. Don't just pump why you like the crypto, but just say this is why I like this and this is why I like this one. Give me your top 1, 2, or 3. And yeah, I'm really interested in what you guys are holding and what you like. I probably have 15 crypto in my portfolio, but here's why Bitcoin is taking off to the moon and why I believe that Bitcoin will be at $100,000 probably before 2022. So in the next few months, we could see a significant rally to the upside. And here's why. Now the SEC said they will not stand in the way of a Bitcoin ETF, exchange traded fund, being created for people to invest in, and any broker that they use having that as an option to invest in. Any IRA could get into Bitcoin just by going to the broker that you go to now and making that purchase. That will bring an influx of volume, purchasing power coming into that, driving the price higher. So believe it or not, guys, you're going to have an intangible currency be at $100,000. That's my call, and that's what I think is going to happen. So I think we'll first get a pullback before we get to those levels. But I first bought in, and you might have seen some videos. Our social media guy, Andrew, found it, and he posted it. But I did the call on the purchase. Hey, guys, be looking at Bitcoin at $3,600. That was a buy point. That's when I really started going in on a more significant level to my purchasing. So I bought in at $3,600. Right now, we're at just $61,000, which is pretty good, right? It's hard to get those returns anywhere else in the marketplace. So I like what I'm seeing there. A lot of these things I'm unloading, taking my initial investment out and letting the rest of it ride. So it's just free money, which is nice. So anyway, I will not be doing a video next week. And I have all my partners of a business that I have. It's a financial business, fairly new, but they're all flying into town this week. Looking forward to meeting you guys. Looking forward to hanging out with you for the weekend and having our partners meeting. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. Tampa is fitting me like a glove. Love it, love it, love it. Temperatures are starting to drop a little bit here. So it'll be mid-80s today instead of mid-90s. There is a big difference between the two. A lot of you guys are having a winter splash hit you. You guys are, you're starting to feel some temperatures that are lower than normal. Are any of you getting snow yet? Let me know that. I would really be interested to know if you're getting snow, or if you are in the lower, do you ever experience temperatures under 70 degrees? I'm really interested in knowing where you guys are from and what you experience out there. But anyway, that is it. That's it. Sunday, just got back from church. That's why you see a jacket on. Our church is really casual. We don't have to dress up. But, if I dress up going into work each day, I like to dress up. Have on my t-shirt. That's fine too. So, but that's it. I'll have one of the guys sub in for me next weekend. They're very capable people, and they're the only people in the world I would allow to trade my money for me. And so I'm looking forward to that. If you guys haven't, if you would like one of these guys to mentor you, or like for me to mentor you, you know how to reach us. Catch you guys later. We'll see you. Like it if you like it. We'll see you.